The Riverside Ghost was first reported by a young jeweler, Edward Carolinian of Paris, France, who now resided at an older apartment building located on Riverside Drive, New York, United States. Mr. K, that's easier, reported that he was being attacked by a ghost. For the past 2 years he had lived there with his mother, and occasionally he had heard footsteps where no one could have walked. 5 or 6 times he would wake up in the middle of the night to find several strangers in his room. They seemed to him to be people in conversation, and disappeared as he challenged them on fully wakening. In one case he saw a man coming towards him and threw a pillow at the invader. To his surprise and horror, the pillow did not go through the ghostly apparition, but slid off and fell to the floor as the spirit vanished. It was obvious that the man wanted to attack him, as there was murder in his eyes, and it frightened Mr. K. His mother saw nothing. Mr. K described the ghost as a man wearing a white uniform like a cook would wear, with a hat like a cook, that his face was mean and cruel. A séance, which included a medium, was held at the apartment, and although she knew nothing of the case, the medium described a man and a woman arguing in the apartment, and said the apartment was somewhat changed as compared to what she saw. She reported someone was being strangled. The man goes away, and the woman falls and her head is crushed. They want to hide something from the family. The medium stated someone had gone through the 12th floor window after being strangled, and this was about in 1910. The victim's name was Lizzie, and taking over the medium's voice cried for help. The maid had been killed by a hired man on the wife's orders after the girl had had an affair with the woman's husband named Henry. The murderer was a laborer who worked in a butcher shop and was known as Maggio. The wife's name was Anne Brady. Newspaper reports of the time had reported that a young girl, accused of stealing, had killed herself by jumping from the window of that apartment. It would appear the suicide was indeed a murder, and the haunting continues to this day. That's the story of the Riverside Ghost.